In the heart of central South Africa stands a university focused on possibility, progress, and purpose. A place where knowledge evolves, ideas grow, and futures take shape. This is the University of the Free State. For 121 years, the UFS has advanced learning across 3 distinctive campuses, bringing together students from diverse backgrounds to form one connected, future-focused academic community. We are an innovative, research-led, student-centered, and regionally engaged university. Guided by our vision of responsible societal futures, we use our knowledge and partnerships to support progress and impact across our region, continent, and world. Across 7 faculties, our programs are shaped by expert academics committed to real-world relevance and meaningful impact. We train educators, health professionals, legal thinkers, creatives, scientists, business leaders, and theologians who drive change in their fields. Students learn from leading researchers and emerging scholars, working within networks that stretch across Africa and beyond. They step into a university that collaborates with global partners while remaining grounded in its responsibility to society. Our values shape how we teach, work, and engage. Excellence, care, accountability, impact, social justice, sustainability. These principles guide our commitment to student success, ensure a supportive and safe learning environment, and inspire a culture that embraces growth and forward-looking thinking. From advanced research facilities to community partnerships, from blended learning innovation to campus sustainability, the UFS continually evolves to meet the needs of a changing world. The UFS cultivates graduates and knowledge that create impact locally and globally. We are a forward-looking institution where fresh ideas grow, where diverse perspectives spark new insight, and where tomorrow's leaders are prepared today. Globally connected, regionally engaged, purpose-driven toward responsible societal futures. This is the University of the Free State.
40th Chancellor's Distinguished Alumni of the Year Awards event. It is indeed a pleasure and a privilege to be your program director here this evening, but I am not alone. Please welcome to the stage my co-director, program director that is for this evening, award-winning performer, corporate master of ceremonies, and proud University of the Free State alum, Corneel Miller.
Thank you, Carmenita, for the kind, very kind introduction. It's truly an honor to be back in my hometown and co-host this prestigious event with you. And may I say, not in a shy way, that you look gorgeous tonight.
Thank you so much, Corneel. And you absolutely look, what do they say, dapper.
Thank you.
Thank you. But that is what the occasion calls for, doesn't it? And I have to say, round of applause to all of you, our fabulous guests this evening. You look spectacular.
Tonight, we gather in celebration and recognition of excellence, from graduates to global citizens. And what a privilege it is to be part of an evening that honors impact, achievement, and the incredible journeys of our fellow alumni.
Indeed, indeed, Corneel. And much like the winners that we are celebrating here this evening, we also celebrate our broader global community of alumni. And this event is actually being live streamed around the world for our global community of alumni to enjoy with us. So we give them a warm round of applause for all of them watching from wherever they are in the world. So we brought Corneel all the way back from the Western Cape home, and in many ways this is a homecoming for our alumni of the University of the Free State, because really and truly, while this beautiful Bloemfontein campus is actually a home to some staff and students and those that live in the area around campus, we also know that many of you in this venue spent a significant amount of your time on campus. I hope that a lot of that time was spent in classes, actually. But as long as you are here to immerse yourself in the amazing student life experience of what it is like to be a University of the Free State alum, we know that the university has invested in you, and the fact that you are here this evening means that you still hold a close relationship to the university, and that the University of the Free State still holds a special place in your heart. So now we're going to talk about a little bit of house rules, because what is coming home without some rules, right? So this evening, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that this is a non-smoking venue. The beautiful theatre, Odeon Theatre, this year celebrates with the Odeon School of Music its 80th year anniversary. So this is a spectacular event, and we are hosting it in a very special and beautiful venue, the Odeon Theatre. The house rules applicable for this venue is that it's a no-smoking venue. We ask that you please turn your cell phones to silent mode, though we do encourage you to take as many pictures as you like, preferably not of me, the winners. You can take photos of the winners and Corneel. And absolutely, Corneel and I are here to enjoy this evening with you, keep you along with us as we go through the program. In the unlikely event of an emergency exits are clearly marked, and if you are, for whatever reason, feeling anything other than fabulous, we do have emergency medical services outside in the parking lot if you are not feeling well. But we trust that you're going to have a wonderful evening and feel better than well, and we encourage you to post on social media about this event and keep our Koffsies connected.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, when they say dynamite comes in small packages, they most definitely mean this next performer. A student of the University of the Free State, a star on national television, and an artist who has taken her talent all the way from Sweden to South Korea. Make some noise for Bayanda Mkhize.
On this beautiful day. Enjoy the performance. Listen to me. I have so much you should hear. Talk about me to your loves, to your friends. Tell them all that there is a girl with a big crazy dream. I want to sing stories that touch you and reach you. That's all. That's all. Voila, 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 voila que je suis. Me voilà, même ici. Elles on n'y suis pas. Oh, me voilà tout l'impris. Silence. Regardez-moi. Oh, at least what's left of me. Regardez-moi. Before I love myself again, I want to sing stories that no other person can tell. It's not much, but it's all that I have. I feel here. That's all. Voila, 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 voila. Here I am. Here's me breaking down walls. The air out of my lungs I pour into a song that's pretty much all. Voila, 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 voila. Here I am. It's my dream, my desire. How I die, how I love. Here I am in the noise. And in the silence. Don't leave. I beg you, please stay for a while. Don't leave. I need you now more than ever. Love me like you love a friend who'd never come back. I need you to love me 'cause I'm still learning to love. I am. Voila, 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 voila que je suis. Me voilà, même ici, est un esprit fini. Me voilà, tous les prix et d'un fil aussi. Regardez-moi, fan, aimez-moi, tout ce que j'ai fini. C'est mes gains, c'est mon cri. Me voilà, me voilà, me voilà. Voilà, 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 voilà. C'est mes gueules, c'est mes cris, mais voilà si. Thank you. Esteemed guests, please welcome my pianist on stage. There's an old friend that I won't hurt, something that touched my heart, and it began this way. I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, and just like that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long, 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 a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. I don't know what's out there beyond the sky. It's been a long, long, a long time coming, but a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Said I'll go to my brother, and I'll say, brother, brother, help me, please. Oh no, but when I go to my dear brother, oh, he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. There's been times that I thought I wouldn't last for long, but somehow I'm able to carry on. It's been a long, 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 a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will.
Thank you, Bayanda, for that electrifying. We'll definitely see more of you. Ladies and gentlemen, just before we off my own mic, not to have too much anxiety, someone lost an important part of getting home. It will be with Nondomiso in the foyer if you're looking for it. I'm not going to say exactly what it is. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to give you the opening remarks is our Vice Chancellor and Principal, Professor Hester C. Klopper. Professor Hester C. Klopper, Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of the Free State since the 1st of February 2025, is the first female in this role in the 122-year history of the University of the Free State. With more than 30 years of experience in higher education, she is recognized globally as an academic leader and accomplished researcher. Professor Klopper has 8 postgraduate qualifications, including a PhD from the University of Johannesburg and an MBA from the University of Bedfordshire, UK. In addition, an honorary doctorate from Oxford Brookes University in UK recognized her for her contribution to health and nursing sciences education. Hester is a fellow of the South African Academy of Science and was the first South African to be inducted as a fellow of the American Academy of Nursing and was a recipient of the fellowship and Undam of the Royal College of Surgeons of Ireland. In recognition of research excellence, she was inducted into the Hall of Fame of Sigma and the Hall of Fame of Fundisa. Her career spans 3 decades, marked by leadership in more than 30 local and international leadership roles. She has received more than 40 awards, published 120-plus peer-reviewed works, written and contributed to 28 books, and supervised 35 PhDs to completion and 40-plus masters. From her first appointment to the Ministerial National Task Force for Nursing Education in 1994, she has consistently driven innovation in education, research, and service, making a lasting impact on higher education and healthcare, both nationally and internationally. Prof. Klopper was recently appointed by the Premier of the Free State as a member of the Free State Human Resource Development Council, and serves as Vice Chairperson of the Transformation Strategy Group of Universities South Africa. She received the 2026 Forbes Women Africa Academic Excellence Award in recognition of her excellence in higher education, her commitment to mentorship, and her work in strengthening the role of universities in society. Through these roles, she continues to contribute strategically to the advancement of higher education, transformation, and human capital development in South Africa. Since assuming the role of Vice Chancellor and Principal, Prof. Klopper has continued to serve communities through her global expertise and currently holds full membership on several boards, including the Sigma Foundation Board, University South Africa, and the International Network for Health Workforce Education. In addition, driven by her commitment to advancing education and widening access, Prof. Klopper, working in collaboration with the Institutional Student Representative Council of the University of the Free State, established the Imbewu Legacy Fund, a student support initiative designed to ensure that no deserving student is denied access to quality education due to financial constraints. Imbewu, an Nguni word meaning seed, symbolizes growth, investment in the future, and the nurturing of potential. The initiative represents a transformative effort to bridge the financial gap for academically deserving students and to cultivate the next generation of leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, please join me in welcoming to the stage the first female Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of the Free State, Professor Hester C. Klopper.
Goeienaand, Dumelang, good evening, Sanibonani. I want to stand on all the protocol that has been established, but in particularly I want to recognize our Chancellor here with us tonight, Professor Bonang Francis Mohale. It's indeed an honor and thanks for hosting this event. Really appreciate that, Chancellor. I appreciate the introduction, but the most important of everything that was said, I hope you've taken note of the Imbewu Fund that contributes to our students' well-being. And if you have big pockets, this is the place to be tonight. It's indeed a great honor to welcome you here to the 40th Chancellor's Distinguished Alumni Awards. This evening, we are here to celebrate the people that has carried this institution forward, and you've heard 122 years of history. I'm sure those that were there at the beginning have long passed on to rest, but we have seen the alumni that has been involved with this university now close to 60 years, and that really speaks to the commitment of our alumni. 40 years. 4 decades of honoring excellence, purpose, and the enduring bond between the University of the Free State and the men and women who have shaped it while you were here. To all of our alumni present here tonight, and you are not guests, you are part of the University of the Free State. Once you've studied here, and I've very quickly in the first year got to know what it means. Only a Kofsi knows the feeling. But this evening belongs to you, the alumni. And I would like to, in particularly, also welcome, in recent past, I've met quite a number of the principals of our schools here in the city and in the region, and I want to welcome them here as well tonight. And I was very surprised to see how many of them are actually alumni of this university. So to you all, welcome back. Our alumni are, in the truest sense of the word, our most compelling argument. Every time a graduate from the University of the Free State achieves something in the world, they are making the case for purposeful university education. It goes beyond an individual achievement. Many of you continue to give back. And this giving back is through talents, and it's your time. And then, as I say, when you've got the deep pockets, your treasures. But giving back through mentorship, we've seen how our alumni contributes towards that, how contributions towards bursaries, sponsorships. But then also, in recent times, we've established advisory boards in our faculties to bring a closer relationship from industry into the university space, and we've seen so many of you giving back by serving on those advisory boards. So I really want to thank you for the service to the University of the Free State. And let's give yourself a round of applause for that contribution. You also help us to remain connected to what we often see as the real world. You know, universities have worked very hard over the last 4 decades to move beyond what was typically referred to as the ivory tower, to be in a place where universities is a national asset and making a contribution and showing the impact of the work that we do. And you help us from time to time to actually lift that mirror to ourselves, so that we are reminded that the graduates that leaves here must be desirable both in employment but also in creating employment and to make a difference in leadership when they get into practice. So we are deeply grateful for that partnership because it's the foundation of our university community. And I can assure you, over the last year, I've extensively engaged with different stakeholders here on the continent and 2 or 3 occasions globally. And it amazes me every time that I meet alumni. You know, just last year in London, we walked into an office of one of the biggest investment companies. Who's leading it? Alumnus from this university is the CFO. Just in the last week, we visited one of a very large corporation in Johannesburg, and while we were talking to the chairperson of this business, he said, just hold on 1 minute, let me call somebody. In walks a young, beautiful young man, 32 years of age, CFO of a continental company. And it's just amazing. I mean, if I look here this evening, the talent that we have just seen, and in so many ways, it's an absolute inspiration to see what our alumni are achieving. So allow me to remind you why we have reason to be proud, and that I hope that you will continue to be proud on your connection to this university. I would like to touch on some of the highlights of the past few months that I believe reflects the value that brought each of you here tonight. Just in recent times, we have seen that 53 of our students were recognized amongst the top 500 in the 2025 Grad Star Awards, placing them amongst the top 3 in our country. Our Department of Medical Physics and Oncology has become one of the first globally to now be a clinical site that integrates artificial intelligence into cancer treatment planning. So a breakthrough that is saving the lives of women with cervical cancer right here in our region. We have also seen the launch of the giraffe research program at Amanzi Nature Reserve near Brantford, and this is really a first in the world, putting us in the global map in terms of conservation science. Then, very proud, we are the only South African university to achieve platinum status under the Good Financial Grant Practice Accreditation in 2025. In recent weeks, just about 2 weeks ago, our Department of Nuclear Medicine launched the province's first digital PET and CT imaging system. And I had the fortune to open an initiative also just 2 weeks ago where we have our revamped library spaces, and we launched a true 21st century university digital library. So this is just some of the achievements we've seen in recent times. And all of this is linked on our vision at this university, and that is to create responsible societal futures. This aligns with the National Development Plan, but it also aligns with Agenda 2063 that speaks to the pressing needs of communities around us. And to that effect, we are also aligning our teaching and learning to make sure that when we see our graduates completing their qualification, that they are not just employable, but that they are indeed citizens that can lead with integrity, that can think critically, and will act with a social conscience. And through our Engaged Scholarship, we are creating solutions with communities because that is what we believe is the enduring answers. And it's built with people and not for them, but working with communities. A quote from Mary Catherine Bateson, an acclaimed anthropologist and educator, reflects the spirit of what I see here tonight. And she said, "We are not what we know, but what we are willing to learn." And that is the challenge for the university and all our alumni. It's that it's no longer a space that you can say you've completed your qualification and that's where it ends. It's indeed a lifelong learning experience. And I also want to say, those of you who've completed your degrees a couple of years ago, there are exciting new programs that really speaks to the world we find ourselves and prepare our graduates for the future. Our alumni community that has embraced this vital concept of lifelong learning keeps on discovering, keeps building, but also keeps contributing to the university. So in closing, distinguished alumni, what makes the relationship between a university and its alumni so special is that the story does not end at graduation, but that's actually the beginning of a very deep relationship. Our success is your success. You know, whenever we are asked, why do we do what we do in terms of a global reputation, it adds value to the qualification of a student. and that our progress adds to your legacy. So tonight, we celebrate that shared story, 40 years of it. To our award recipients, you exemplify what this university stands for. And on behalf of the University of the Free State, I thank each and every one, not only for what you have achieved, but also for who you are here and what you mean to the University of the Free State. So my invitation is, let's...
Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe we can give Professor Hester Klopper another round of applause. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce to you the Chancellor who puts Chancellor in Chancellor's Distinguished Alumni of the Year Awards, please allow me to introduce to you Professor Bonang Francis Mohale, who was appointed as the Chancellor of the University of the Free State on the 4th of June 2020. Had his term extended by the University of the Free State Council for another 5 years, and during a meeting on the 27th of September 2024, his term will run from 4 June 2025 to 3 June 2030. He is a professor of practice in the Johannesburg Business School, College of Business and Economics, chairman of the Bidvest Group Limited. He is a highly respected South African businessman, known as much for his patriotism as for his active role in advancing the country's interests. He is the author of the best-selling book, Lift As You Rise, launched in November 2018. It is a compilation of some of his spoken and written words in which Prof. Mohale reveals the issues he is passionate about, among them leadership, transformation, people development, constructive collaboration, and integrity. Prof. Mohale was the Chief Executive Officer for Business Leadership South Africa until June 2019, a forum which brings together the leadership of South Africa's most successful and influential big business and multinational investors to exchange ideas, facilitate effective dialogue with government and other stakeholders, and advocate for pro-business, economically sustainable policies and programs. Prior to joining BLSA, he ended a distinguished term as Vice President of Upstream and Chairman of Shell South Africa Limited at the end of June 2017. Prof. Mohale, who originally studied to be a medical doctor, has had a distinguished career at the helm and in leadership roles of several major South African and multinational companies, including Otis Elevators, South African Airways, Sanlam Limited, and Drake & Skull Integrated Facilities Management. He currently serves on the boards of Swiss Re Africa Limited, Rand Merchant Bank Limited, and SBV. He has an impressive track record of building successful companies, delivering results, and making significant advances in transformation in the companies he has been privileged to lead. Prof. Mohale has been a vocal, courageous, and active proponent of transformation since the 1980s and has played a leadership role in the Black Management Forum for more than 33 years, where he was the president. Ladies and gentlemen, known very fondly at the University of the Free State by students, staff, and alumni alike, the People's Chancellor, Professor Bonang Mohale.
So in another 6 days, Professor Hester Katarina Klopper will be 14 months with us. And yet her impact and the difference she has made is palpable. There's an amazing correlation between the university's size of endowment and the products that university produces and its ranking in the order of things. Harvard is number one, more than $85 billion US. Second is Stanford, at about half that. In South Africa, we're not any different. The richest university is Stellenbosch. And in the top 5, That's where we want to be. How will we make that possible? Maybe, just maybe, because we had this conversation in this time, in this country, when so many of us dare to hope that joy and peace will prevail. Maybe, just maybe, because through these humble awards, recognition, because there's nothing much more propulsive, like a pat on the back. We might go back and realize that we are launching a rocket and preparing Africa's, not future leaders, but current crop of leadership. Maybe, just maybe. It's because there's that realization that all of us are blessed, not just with good health, but probably 3/3 of our lives, so that the first third, of course, is to learn. The middle third is to earn. To do what? To share. And we share in many ways. Professor Klopper was saying, those of you who have got deep pockets. President Obama was elected not by people with big pockets, but by raising funds from ordinary women and men with $5 each. There is no limit to what a people with vision can achieve together. We share in different ways. We share money, of course, but we share of our demonstrable track record. We teach, we touch other human beings in a very special and meaningful way. We go to the poorest of the poor and to those that are less fortunate than ourselves, and we give of our time. But most importantly, once a year, we empty our garages and our wardrobes, and we look at those clothes that we haven't worn in 12 months, and to others, it becomes a difference between life and death. My grandmother says, when you give money, of course you give a lot. But when you give time, you give much. But when you give of yourself, you give everything. So Professor Klopper has given us everything, and it's just the beginning. So why don't you put our hands together? So that maybe, just maybe, on this 40th Alumni Awards, on our 122nd year, on our 32 years of democracy, when we working towards achieving our vision 130 in 2034, 3 things will become important to all of us collectively. Number 1 is to have a full appreciation that this thing called time must feel a little bit tighter. Number 2, that relationships, not bricks and mortar, not shiny metals, must mean much, much more. Lastly, that the big questions must become personal. So what are those big questions that are personal for me? I find it very difficult to explain to my niece and to my nephews that 32 years into democracy, all the waitresses, all the petrol attendants, and all the cashiers are still black 32 years into democracy. What have we been doing in the last 32 years? I find it difficult to explain to myself that 32 years into democracy, poverty still has primarily a black, a feminine, and rural face. And yet we know that South Africa is not a poor country, just poorly led. You know that Africa is not a poor continent, just poorly managed. Put differently, if this thing called wealth is the inevitable outcome of both hard work and enterprise, then every woman in Africa should be a dollar billionaire. Because we know that when you put a smartphone in the hands of a woman, not only does the nutrition, the health, and education of their own children improve, but of the entire society and community from which they come. COVID-19, this 1 in 100-year event, demonstrated that beyond any shadow of doubt, that of the 198 countries affected and infected by this virus, 8 of them dealt better with this virus than all others put together, and all 8 of them had women as the head of state. New Zealand and its 5 million people, Germany's Angela Merkel, and all the Nordic and Scandinavian countries, if you add or remove one more country. But it's the article in the Harvard Business Review of October 2010 on page 27 that says those companies that have women as the head of state, not only are they more profitable, they command higher multiples upon exit. They're the best companies to work for. Employees feel needed and wanted. They feel free to speak their mind. But most importantly, they have more fun. I swear to God that if the world was ruled by women, it would be a much more peaceful world. I say that because as we speak in this time, in this country, we are in the midst of not one but 4 global wars. How easy it is for us to forget there's still a war raging in the Sudan, in Gaza, but we think only of the Ukraine and Iran. And by so doing, it has not only put us in a spot of bother, but it closed the Strait of Hormuz. That's 20% of the global crude that passes through that. 30% of all the fertilizers. And when you look at the economic impact, it is much more than the first and the second oil crisis, but also the 2007 financial crisis, all 3 of them put together. The big questions that must become personal is how is it possible that the Democratic Republic of Congo has 80% of the global cobalt? This is the stuff that the world needs for the manufacture of electric vehicles and the batteries that power them. And yet, it is the poorest country in the Southern Hemisphere, second only to Haiti in the Northern Hemisphere. On paper, the DRC is the richest country in the world. And yet the people who call themselves our leaders have been unable to unlock that potential. Africa itself is not a poor continent. There's 55 African countries. I include Western Sahara. We speak 30,000 languages. We have a continental GDP that measures only 60% of the economic activity, and it puts that figure at $3 trillion. But you and I know that every township, every street is a hive of economic activity. From the old lady that looks after her children when you go to work, we pay her 500 rand. With that, she's able to take her own children to school. And yet of the 8 billion people who populate the world today, 1.5 billion of them are found in this continent, which makes us the second most populous at 1.5 billion people. But we're the second biggest continent after Asia. Yet the air traffic is only 3% with the worst safety record. Because every single solitary one of the countries want to have their own airline. And yet some countries are just too small to be economically viable. The big questions that must become personal is every mineral that the world needs is found in this continent, not as number 17 or 19, but as either number 1 or number 2. And yet, of the 1.4 billion people that have absolutely no form of access to any form of energy, 634 million of them are found in this continent, earning it the name of the dark continent. That's why we have this 40th Alumni Award, so that you can help us to solve some of these intractable problems. Problems that has made Africa a hopeless backwater. Good only for internecine strife, coup d'etats, floods, and famines. And yet you look outside every other day, we have 222 days of blue skies, African sunshine. Surely this is God's own continent. Another country that is number 1 in solar energy is Germany, that has on average 90 days of sunshine. 3 of the mightiest rivers in the world are also found here, including the mighty Zambezi, Pamels at the border of Zimbabwe and Zambia. 10 million liters per minute. And this is at low tide, when they're not experiencing any rainfall. Enough to generate hydroelectric power, to power the whole continent and still have a surplus to export to Europe. But we lack the imagination, the courage to do. Because Africa has always spoken a beautiful story from 57 in Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, his very first speech that Africa will never be free. Ghana will never be free until the whole continent has been free. Second speech talks about Cape to Cairo, Malakazia to Morocco. Yet it's all been talk, not followed up by action. That's why we need you this evening, so that you help us to defend our democracy. Isn't it amazing that all the countries where democracy has failed, it was preceded by the collapse of the free press? Because democracy for us, it's not so much about electing good leaders. Oh, it's about ensuring that we put a system in place that will ensure the peaceful removal of the bad leaders. The same way that the most basic test of a decent police force is to ensure that you arrest more criminals than you employ. Because the most developed countries in the world are not those where the poor can afford cars, but are those where the rich choose to use public transport. So I'm really hoping that today the big question that must become personal is that the 26 public universities, I leave the TVET colleges for a conversation of another day. 1.1 million of them are on NSFAS. And a lot of them use that NSFAS money not only for their own tuition and accommodation, but to send money back home, because if they didn't, the family will starve to death. The big question that must become personal is the one that is articulated more by Sir Henry Royce, who says, is it possible to find something that's already good and make it better? The Henry T. Ford says we must manufacture cars that our own employees can afford. Because there's a problem in business. Own employees can afford the goods and the services that they produce. Who's going to be the market? When businesses create jobs, it's not an act of corporate social investment. No, they're creating a market of the future. So I'm looking you in the centerpiece of the pupils of your eyes and say thank you for making time in your busy schedule to come and spend this evening with us. Of all the things you could have possibly done, you chose to be here with us so that as we engage, interact, and interface, we share a drink or two and we break bread. Maybe, just maybe, we also talk about some of these big questions that must become personal. 400 companies listed on the JSE. 2010, today 298. 1.5 million that are called medium-sized companies with a turnover of 300 million rands or less. 60 companies hold securities in 80 private equity firms. 98% of them have some sort of a corporate social investment program. 100% of them have no more than 4 focus areas. At least one of them has to do with education. This war, amongst other things, will push the oil price to $120 per barrel. But it also has a windfall, because I never thought that in my lifetime I will see a $3,000 per ton gold price. It went to 5,000. One CEO in a mining industry is going to make 300 million rand, not total emoluments, just short-term incentive, also known as bonus. So if every single solitary one of these companies was serious about growing their own timber, it's reflected in the study that was done by the CSR in 2022 that confirmed at that time there was 1.2 million students in these 26 public universities. If we were to educate all of them on a fee-free basis, it will cost us 50 billion South African rands. If we look at those only who qualify, combined household income of 350,000 per annum or less, it will cost us 20 billion. They said, but there's a smaller problem. It's called historical debt fund. At that time, it was 16.5 billion, 9.2 billion of which is irrecoverable. If every single solitary one of these companies put a meager 1 million rand, a mining executive is going to pocket 300 million this year, bonus. And not basic salary and benefits, bonus. 1 million, not his money, the company. In 1 year would have wiped off the entire 16.5 billion to give these current leaders their self-worth and their self-respect, would have eliminated mental health issues, but also period poverty. Because you see, when one steadily burns the midnight oil, one gains access to the domain of knowledge and wisdom, the world of meaning, the world that cannot be conquered without a persistent crusade. Everybody has a choice, unless you are a victim, poor, and nowhere to go.
Thank you, Chancellor, for that powerful and thought-provoking address. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back on stage for another captivating performance, Bayanda Mkhize.
Lama kaba kabimbola aqetha amagqitha seqeqesha ezingqondweni lama kaba kabimbola aqetha amagqitha seqeqesha ezingqondweni Are you ready to move? Are you ready to move? Let me see you move. Clap those hands, clap those hands. Igqirha lendlela guqongqothwane igqirha ngotwane igqirha lendlela maye ngotwane igqirha lendlela kuthiwa ngotwane igqirha lendlela ngotwane igqirha lendlela kuthiwa ngotwane seleqebele gqithapha ngotwane seleqebele gqithapha ngotwane seleqebele gqithapha ngotwane seleqebele gqithapha ngotwane igqirha lendlela ngotwane igqirha lendlela kuthiwa ngotwane Now this one you will know. This one you will know. When the stars no longer shine, when the sun falls from the sky, I will be forever yours. You will be forever mine. There's a special star that shines every evening in your eyes. There's a special star that shines. Time I hear that lullaby. There's a special star that shines every evening in your eyes. Yeah. Special star, 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 special star. Are you moving? Are you moving? Yeah. You are a special star. Ooh, oh, 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 ooh, oh. You're a special star. Look like a special star. Let me see you clap those hands. Let's move. Are there Zulus in the house?
Now, let me go with you. Okay, let's get it. I have to say that that performance deserves another round of applause. Yes! We were enjoying the way that we were enjoying backstage, how you were enjoying yourself here. So let's just get a sense of how good of a time are we having here? Well, that's wonderful.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to the highlight of the evening, the presentation of awards celebrating excellence amongst our distinguished alumni.
Distinguished indeed. And as Prof. Klopper has indicated to us, this is the 40th anniversary, the ruby anniversary of this Distinguished Alumni of the Year Awards event. And really and truly, it's a privilege for us to be part of this community, celebrating and recognizing excellence from graduates to global citizens. And with that said, this awards celebrates alumni excellence across 5 categories. And this year was particularly special because we received a record number of nominations.
Each category will be introduced with a brief bio and then awarded individually.
That's right. And I have to say that I would much rather be up here next to this handsome gentleman than have to have the difficult job of being on the adjudication committee where they had to go through all of these different nominations and decide on the winners. It is truly remarkable when we can stop, reflect, and just take in the incredible talent that is the University of the Free State alumni community. A round of applause to our alumni community, please. So you will meet the ladies and gentlemen that were part of the adjudication committee because we will call on them to announce the winners. But before we announce the winners, we will give you a little bit of a teaser because we will read out a brief bio as Cornel has indicated. And we want you to make the absolute happiest, most joyful noise that you can because these alumni are indeed distinguished. And I often say, when we engage alumni, that we are not in the company of good, we are in the company of great. And on that note, we ask that our Chancellor, Prof. Bonang Mohale, and our Vice Chancellor and Principal, Prof. Esther Klopper, please take their positions on stage for the awards ceremony. And we ask for our stagehands to join us as well, please.
To present the COFSI Ambassador Awards, please join us in welcoming Lasha Lauder, who will announce our 2 recipients.
Our first Alum of the Year Award winner in the COFSI Ambassador Award category is an award-winning South African multidisciplinary performing artist, theatre maker, filmmaker, and arts entrepreneur whose career spans more than a decade. She is the founder and CEO of her own creative company committed to bold, socially engaged storytelling across theatre, film, and site-specific performance. A graduate of the University of the Free State with a BA Honours in Drama and Theatre Arts, she was named Student of the Year in 2025 in recognition of her leadership, innovation, and contribution to transformation in the arts. As a performer, she has appeared in over 50 productions that deserves a round of applause. Including Ethel Fugard's The Island, directed by Dr. Jerry Mofokeng Wamaketa, earning critical acclaim for her emotional honesty and stage presence. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Lasha Lauder, who will announce the first winner of this category.
Thank you for the opportunity. So, our first COFSI Ambassador Award goes to Jane Mpolo Meshlape.
Another round of applause. Let me move all these other things out of the way.
It was a bit.
Lady in red, another round of applause. If I may ask that the winners please join us on the stage that side. Take your picture, accept your award, and then come this side. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Our next winner is widely known as, if I tell you the name, it's going to give it away, but a multi-award winning entertainment personality and qualified geohydrologist with 4 science degrees from the University of the Free State. After completing his MSc in geohydrology in 2017, he joined the Department of Water and Sanitation as a graduate trainee and later served as a candidate scientist. In this role, he was responsible for groundwater resource management, municipal groundwater monitoring, borehole assessments, hydrogeological data interpretation, and so much more. He has presented at national and regional groundwater conferences and contributed to groundwater management initiatives supporting municipalities across South Africa. In 2025, he founded the George the Geologist Group, where he serves as CEO and senior consulting hydrogeologist, leading hydrogeological investigations, groundwater resource management projects, borehole drilling oversight, water quality testing, and large-scale augmentation initiatives for the public and private clients, including the city of Tshwane. Parallel to his scientific career, he has built one of South Africa's most recognizable entertainment brands under the name Lebo Molax, and a combined social media following exceeding 4 million across platforms. As a master of ceremonies, performer, DJ, and founder of Boys in Heels RSA, he has hosted and performed at major national events, becoming a bold and influential cultural figure. He seamlessly integrates science, entrepreneurship, entertainment, and leadership, embodying excellence in multiple industries.
So I have the pleasure of announcing our second Kovsie ambassador, George Maluola.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nomonde Mbade, who will announce the next 2 Cum Laude Award recipients.
Our next winner is a distinguished medical Our next winner is an academic leader whose career reflects sustained contributions to agricultural transformation, research capacity development, and higher education reform across Africa. With more than 4 decades, his work has combined institutional leadership, continental program development, and transdisciplinary scholarship aimed at strengthening research systems, postgraduate education, and evidence-informed policy management.
Ladies and gentlemen, and the winner is Prof. Franz Swanepoel.
Our next winner is a transformational leader whose life and career embody resilience, innovation, and measurable impact across finance, leadership, and societal development. At the age of 22, after surviving a life-altering car accident that resulted in an 80% brain disability, rather than retreat, he rebuilt his life with discipline and purpose, culminating in a deeply personal commitment fulfilled over 18 years through the donation of 80 units of blood. This defining chapter shaped a leader grounded in service, endurance, and ethical responsibility. He began his corporate career in banking, rising to become a member of the First National Bank Commercial Banking Operations Executive Committee. Beyond banking, he has demonstrated sustained impact in economic development and governance as chairman of the Investment Committee and trustee of the Enabler Schooler Loan Fund. He contributed to funding high-growth entrepreneurial ventures that created over 5,100 jobs, while delivering an annualized return of 16.25% to stakeholders. As an entrepreneur, a fintech enterprise, and a presence in South Africa, the United Kingdom, and Malaysia, and a company that is pioneering in AI-driven financial literacy and investment platforms, equipping individuals and institutions with intelligent tools to navigate modern financial ecosystems and build sustainable wealth.
And the winner is Isaac Lucky.
I think Dr. Luck needs another round of applause. Thank you.
We now invite David Marupen to announce the next 2 Cum Laude Award recipients.
Our next winner is an Ethiopian-born South African. He enrolled as a PhD student at the University of the Free State in 2000 and graduated in 2003. He has qualifications from the university in the Netherlands, as well as plant sciences degree from Haramaya University in Ethiopia. He has over 30 years of teaching and research experience throughout Africa. He is full professor of plant breeding and current director of the African Center for Crop Improvement at the University of the KwaZulu-Natal. He has successfully trained over 64 PhD and 38 MSc new generation plant breeders and crop scientists from 20 African countries, greatly boosting the research and development capacity in plant breeding, crop science in Africa. Presently, he is mentoring 25 doctoral and 5 master's students and 2 postdoctoral fellows from over 20 African countries.
And the winner is Professor Shamalis Hussain.
Our next winner is a local hero, a distinguished medical professional and healthcare executive whose career uniquely spans clinical practice, public health administration, academia, and private enterprise. He holds an MBA in healthcare management and recently completed a PhD in public health, and his thesis exploring the effects of burnout on nurses during the COVID-19 pandemic. He actively trains future professionals through partnerships with Rostec College and hosts fourth-year medical students for electives. On the 16th of May, this award winner was honored with the Men of Honor and Father of the Nation Award by the Growing Up Without a Father South Africa Foundation for his unwavering commitment to community service.
Our winner is Dr. Frans Buys.
Please join us in welcoming Professor Ilva Rodney Gumede, who will announce 2 Executive Management Award recipients.
Our next winner is the founder and co-creator of the first modular and multidisciplinary bachelor's degree in management and leadership for working adults in South Africa. Co-creator and co-founder of the Free State University School of Management, founder of the FNB Learning Division in the First Rand Group, CEO of the Da Vinci Institute for Technology Management, and South African representative on the international ISO 279 working stream on innovation management.
And the winner is, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Benjamin Anderson.
Our next winner is an accomplished scholar and academic leader whose career reflects sustained excellence in teaching, research, academic development, and institutional leadership at the University of the Free State. Currently serving as an academic head and senior lecturer in the Division of Student Learning and Development within the Faculty of Health Sciences, where she leads academic support and development initiatives to approximately 1,800 undergraduate students. She has supervised multiple master's and PhD candidates to completion and has contributed extensively to scholarly knowledge through peer-reviewed journal publications, book chapters, and national and international conference presentations. Her research focuses on first-year student transitions, social learning, academic integration, and student success in medical education. Her career reflects a trajectory of academic distinction, scholarly impact, and transformative leadership within higher education.
Now we go. And the winner is, the second winner, I should say, is Dr. Nokutula Tlajo Mokhatla.
It's now our pleasure to invite the Vice-Chancellor and Principal, Professor Hester Klopper, to announce the Young Alum of the Year Award.
Our Young Alum of the Year Award winner is a legal professional, mental health advocate, and community leader whose career reflects a deep commitment to social justice, student well-being, and the advancement of human rights. He currently holds the position of Digital Content Generalist at LexisNexis South Africa, UK, where he is responsible for developing practical legal guidance and digital content across multiple practice units.
Ladies and gentlemen, and the winner is Lawrence Sepang Mahlatsi.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the pinnacle award of the evening, please welcome our Chancellor, Professor Bonang Mogale, who will announce the Chancellor's Distinguished Alum of the Year.
Our Chancellor's Distinguished Alum of the Year Award winner is a distinguished higher education specialist, scholar and academic leader whose career spans nearly 4 decades of dedicated service to education. Her professional journey is characterized by sustained scholarship, ethical leadership, and transformative institutional impact within Southern African higher education. An alumna of the University of the Free State, she obtained her postgraduate qualifications in education, including a PhD in higher education studies. She is widely regarded as an all-round academic leader, equally committed to student success, staff development, pedagogical innovation, and sound institutional governance. Her career reflects a rare integration of sustained strategic leadership, mentorship, and transformative institutional impact. She embodies academic excellence and principled governance, underpinned by a deep commitment to inclusive, student-centered, and staff-empowering development. Grounded in rigorous scholarly insight and informed by lived educational practice, her leadership advances curriculum innovation, strengthens teaching and learning excellence, and promotes equitable access and success in higher education.
And the winner is Professor Mabokang Munnapula Mapesela.
Ladies and gentlemen, we introduce to you the 2026 winner of the Chancellor's Distinguished Alumni of the Year Awards, Professor Mabokang Monapula Mapasela. She's going to stay on now because we're going to get the all the winners on. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause. And when I said that we are indeed in the company of great, I was very serious. And I would like to call on Professor Kruppe to please join us. We're going to take some photos and we welcome to the stage our 2026 Chancellor's Distinguished Alumni Award winners, all on stage, please. Ladies and gentlemen, as the winners make their way to the stage, we ask them to gather around Prof. Klopper and Prof. Mohale, and we will now receive the acceptance address by our new 2026 Chancellor's Distinguished Alumni of the Year Award winner, Prof. Mabokang.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is unbelievable. My granddaughter of 3 years would say, "Oh my God!" So I'm saying that as well. I must say to all of you that when I learned I was nominated for this award, I had mixed feelings. Why an award when all I did was just to do my work the best way possible, to be open to learning and sharing that knowledge with others. All the academics here tonight will agree that we don't do our job with the hope of winning anything. Not an award, not money, but to see success of our students and others. This award for me is a bonus. It is a cherry on top. It speaks volumes about the great work that teachers and academics do, and being recognized in this way says we are seen, we are appreciated, and we are loved. It is true that our lives and steps are ordered by the Lord, and I did not anticipate getting this kind of an honor this year. I just started my year as a normal person, but here I am being recognized for the impact I've made doing my job. My job, remember, I get paid to do my job. I'm humbled to be awarded this award or this honor by the UFS, by COFSI, and this makes me a bit nostalgic, bringing back the fond memories of my days as a student and later as a staff member at this very university. This is where my academic journey all started. And thank you, COFSI, for providing these opportunities for me and for many other students. I will not mention when I joined COFSI, it's a long time ago, 29 years ago. And then in 2000, I came back for a research internship at the Center for Higher Education. I was introduced to the world of academia by a well-known Professor Carly Stradom. He is retired now. And later I became a lecturer and associate professor right here. Little did I know that what started as an NRF internship paying us only $3,000 per month would result in this celebrated COFSI, a scholar and a higher education leader. Thank you all. for believing in me. To my sons, Bokang and Tumi, who are here today, they kept me rounded all the time, or grounded all the time. My son Bokang is a Kofsi whose future can be unlocked by this prestigious university if we only could have a relook at our access pathways. It's a message I'm sending to the Vice Chancellor. He affectionately calls me Prof. Mom, and he refers to my academic journey as a fairy tale story of a black woman who worked hard and persevered against all odds. My son Tumi is also here, who has given me the most beautiful granddaughter, making me realize that there are more important things in life than just work. Over these years, I have shared my joys, triumphs, and successes with them. And I also shared pains, challenges, and tears with them. They reminded me that sometimes I forgot to fetch them from school. Thank you, boys, for always being by my side. I thank my late mom and dad, who believed in the value of education and hard work. And I'm eternally grateful to them for instilling values that guided my life to this moment: hard work, courage, empathy, and love for education. I owe them everything. And thanks to all family members, friends, and students who have always believed in me. Some are here to celebrate with me. I have my best friend here today and her daughter, Dr. Makenete and Lebo. And I thank Tando, who is a pillar of strength at work. And I should also thank whoever it is that nominated me for this prestigious award. Thank you very much. She knows herself. It's Christelle, thank you so much. Last but not least, thank you, Mr. Chancellor. This is the award from you directly. And thank you, Madam Vice Chancellor, and the Kofsi community at large for this generosity. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to all of our wonderful winners. You can come forward, yes. Okay. There we go. You can come forward. Yes, there we go. Okay, you can all move forward. Yes, there we go. Thank you very much. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished alumni for 2026. Before the winners exit the stage, we ask that the adjudication committee members also join us for a photo on stage, please. And while they make their way up onto the stage, we just really want to thank all of our guests for being here to create a beautiful memory of this 40th Chancellor's Distinguished Alumni of the Year Awards. We want to acknowledge not only our incredible winners, but also the wonderful people who helped us by nominating them and recognizing the incredible talent of the University of the Free State. We thank our adjudication committee, and let's give them a round of applause because they helped decide on the winners.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our program for the evening. You are now welcome to join us in the foyer for some dinner and refreshments and a jazz band.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you enjoy the rest of the evening with us. We have entertainment for you. We've got the Angelo Mocchi Jazz Band. We also have a 360 video booth as well as a selfie booth. plenty of food and drinks to enjoy. So please do take this opportunity to reconnect with your alum peers and with your alma mater. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a lovely evening.
And drive home safe.